Hello, welcome to this update for the severe weather and more stuff. So let's see here. Today we have this moderate risk, like I mentioned yesterday. It's a little bit larger today in size, and we have this enhanced risk as well. The moderate is like northeastern Texas, big portion of Arkansas, southeastern Oklahoma, into Missouri, and then there's this enhanced risk from Texas all the way to Indiana. So here, severe thunderstorms expected in parts of Arkansas to the lower Ohio Valley this afternoon and tonight. So Arkansas, northeast Texas, southeast Missouri, extreme southeast Oklahoma, extreme northwest Louisiana, extreme northwestern Tennessee, western Kentucky, southern Illinois, Indiana. Several tornadoes, a few intense tornadoes, scared large hail, some baseball size, and scared damaging winds. So several clusters of severe storms expected from central Texas and the Arkansas to the lower Ohio Valley through tonight. The greatest threat for tornadoes, large hail, and damaging winds will be from the Arkansas across western Arkansas into southeast Missouri, including potential for strong to potentially intense tornadoes. So that's serious. Please stay safe. Review your severe weather safety procedures for the possibility of dangerous weather today. Stay tuned to the NOAA Weather Radio, weather.gov, or other media for watches and warnings. A tornado watch means a condition favorable for tornadoes to form during the next several hours. If a tornado warning is issued for your area, move to a place of safety, ideally in a basement or interior room, the lowest floor of a sturdy building. So please stay safe. Let's see some more details here. So there's the tornado threat. This 15% across Texas, parts of Oklahoma, and Arkansas, and all the way to Missouri, and the 10%, and both are hatched for potentially strong to intense tornadoes. And there's the 2% and 5% as well from Texas to Indiana. So please be careful. The wind is 15%, 30%, and 5%. They just added this 30% near Illinois, Indiana, spots of Missouri, and Arkansas, and western Kentucky, spots of Tennessee. And there's the hail. Two areas hatched in central Texas and further north to Texas and all the way to southern Illinois, and the 30% that's hatched. So especially that 30% hatched, be careful. Some very large hail and stay safe. So here the HER shows those storms there, and then it shows later this afternoon some starting central Texas, even near Dallas, not other spots there, but it gets more severe later in the afternoon, as you see here this scroll line, and some storms may fire ahead of it too. So let's see here better, like these storms here might pose a tornado threat ahead of the line, especially if any of them grow into isolated supercells. So please stay safe. This keeps going during the evening into the night, this potent line of storms with embedded tornadoes as well. And then this goes and still shows tomorrow, Saturday, a lot of rain and storms in Texas in the morning, and in the afternoon those severe storms once again, and then later tomorrow evening, especially in Louisiana, Texas, some more severe storms. So please stay safe. And here they do have, they show this enhanced risk across Texas, Louisiana, spots of Mississippi, and into Arkansas and Tennessee. And this slight risk all the way from Texas to Ohio, and the marginal goes all the way from Texas to Pennsylvania. So please be careful. There's also the 10% hatched for spots of Arkansas and Louisiana, especially in Texas and to Mississippi for tornadoes. So still some strong tornadoes possible tomorrow there. There's the 5% from Texas to Kentucky and the 2% from Texas to Pennsylvania. So please be careful. Wind is 30% hatched, so one of the biggest threats, and is 15.5%, but be careful, especially some hurricane force winds possible there. And hail is a smaller 30% hatched, but still a big threat, so be careful. The hail and also the bigger area, 5% and 15%. There's here severe storms capable of producing damaging wind gusts, large hail, several tornadoes are expected from Saturday to Saturday night from the Sabine River Valley northeastward to the lower mid Mississippi and Ohio Valley. Strong tornadoes very large hail, and severe gusts above 70 mile per hour appear possible in parts lower to mid Mississippi Valley. So please stay safe tomorrow. Have plenty of ways to receive warnings. There's still a slight risk on day 3 for Florida, spots of Georgia and Alabama, Mississippi, and all the way to North Carolina, and this margin risk from Louisiana to southernmost Pennsylvania. So there's the 15 and 5% probabilistic. A wind damage and isolated tornado threat will appear likely Sunday across parts of southeast and southern Appalachian. Marginal severe wind gusts could also be possible in parts of the southern Appalachians, Carolinas, and mid-Atlantic. So be careful Sunday. The fire threat is not critical for now, and these storms are already starting some spots there. They already have some discussions here for supercell development and the potential for a strong tornado. So they might have tornado watches anytime soon. So if you want to check our Discord, the description, we'll send some warnings there, but not the whole day. So to have a more reliable way to receive warnings as well. So here they have some mesoscale discussions for precipitation. So especially in spots of Arkansas, Missouri, and Oklahoma as well. Be careful with flooding. There has been a lot of flooding in Tennessee and Arkansas in the last few days. Especially there's still this high risk of flash flooding today, Friday. Spots of Missouri, Oklahoma, and Arkansas, and the moderate from Texas to Indiana and Kentucky, Illinois, and more areas, and the slight and marginal risk. So be careful. There's day 2, still a high risk, so the flooding will just escalate. So please stay safe. Goes from like Arkansas, spots of Tennessee, into Kentucky, southern Illinois, and Missouri, spots of Mississippi, and the moderate from Texas to Ohio, and the slight and the marginal. So be careful in the whole area, but especially the high risk. There's day 3, just a slight and a marginal, so be careful. Day 4, a marginal in the southeast, and day 5, it's gone. But please stay safe because we already had high risks last few days for the flooding. So stay safe. And today until Saturday shows more than 5 inches, spots of Arkansas and Missouri and Oklahoma, and spots of Illinois as well, and even Tennessee, some 2 to 3 inches and a half. So please stay safe. Day 2, more than 5 inches again, spots of Mississippi, Tennessee, and Arkansas, more of Kentucky and Missouri. So be careful. Day 3 moves on to the southeast. Day 4 in Florida. Day 5 to the Bahamas. Day 6 some light showers in the Midwest. Day 7 in the east mid-Atlantic, some showers in the northwest. Day 1 through 7 close to 10 inches in Arkansas, and those spots are widespread, more than 7 inches and 5 inches. So please be careful that flooding. Some more rain expected in the northwest and southwestern Canada, and yeah, be careful. So please stay safe. Winter weather, New Mexico, Colorado, some more snow today, even Arizona. Day 2 in the Texas Panhandle and New Mexico still. Day 3, a snowflake or 2 in the Great Lakes, but nothing crazy. Day 4, maybe the northwest. Day 5, maybe northeast and northwest. Day 6, kind of quiet. Day 7, a snowflake or 2 in the northwest. So be careful. Please be careful. There's here like for this excessive rainfall still. So I don't know if this is from yesterday or today, but there are some good tips here. This map looks older, but let's see. Catastrophic life-threatening flash flooding. The continual repeating rounds of heavy rainfall lead to a potentially deadly catastrophic flood risk. Particular focus lower Ohio Valley, mid-south, the Ozarks. Flooding will make travel very difficult and impossible over these areas. Don't drive into flooded roadways. It's the #1 cause of flood-related deaths, with an average of more than 660 deaths per year. Catastrophic river flooding, widespread significant river flooding, including potentially catastrophic major floodings expected in the Ozarks, partial middle Mississippi Valley, and much of the Ohio Valley this weekend into next week. Long duration disruptions possible. Long duration severe disruptions to communities are possible. Prepare for catastrophic impacts from multiple ways to receive life-saving warnings, alerts for expected hazardous weather, potentially historic amounts of rainfall in some areas as well. So please stay safe, be careful, and check this site in the description to see some mesoscale discussions like this one. So be careful. And all those reds are flash flood warnings. The light greens are river flood warnings and just flood warnings in general. And the dark green flood watches. Please stay safe and just click here anywhere. For example, if you live in Central Arkansas, click here. There will be more information. Severe threat, excessive rainfall, additional rainfall. So this is very useful. There's a lot of good stuff here. So please check and stay safe. Some winter storm warnings and watches there. The snow, even blizzard warning in Alaska. So be careful. The temperature is still pretty warm in the southeast because those higher pressures in the Atlantic, and very warm in southern Texas, even hot there. So beware. Some 30s and teens still in the mountains, and some 70s in the southwest, some 80s. I showed you yesterday the whole 7 days here in the video, so check that if you want. I'll just go over like 3 to 4 days today. But that shows still during the night some teens in the plains, some 20s, and even single digits in the mountains, but still warmish in the southeast during the night, and some 20s the northeast as well. So that's for Saturday morning. Tomorrow for Saturday afternoon shows some 90s in Florida, some 80s, a big part of the southeast, not as far north as West Virginia, and already warmer along the west coast as well, and very cold in like Colorado, New Mexico, spots there. That shows Sunday morning, still some 20s in the plains, 30s, and single digits in the mountains, and still some spots of the west a little bit colder in the mountains. And there's Sunday afternoon, does show some 90s in the southeast still, and some 80s spots of the southwest, and some 90s in that valley. More spots there, some 60s, 70s further north. So be careful. There's here like for Monday morning, shows some teens in the north, some low teens. And there's this kind of gap in the middle, a little bit warmer, but shows some 20s in the plains, 30s in the Midwest. So be aware, especially the Rockies there. And there's here for Monday afternoon as well. Still some 90s in Florida, in the southwest, and some 60s, 70s, even as far north as Montana, and warmer in some spots there. And yeah, there's Tuesday morning as well. The cold moves east, so cold temperature northern Midwest, northeast, and the Rockies still. So be careful. Those areas, the rainfall I already showed you there, but shows even close to like 10 inches spots of Arkansas next 48 hours, so 8 to 10 inches. So please be careful with the flooding. There's the snow, and next 48 hours shows even close to 15, 20 inches spots of southern Colorado in the mountains and northern New Mexico. Shows some snow in the Texas Panhandle too, some in Arizona, and even some in North Dakota, Minnesota, Wyoming. So be aware that snow too, and the Northeast snow failure. But ice just show like less than very little there, even like less than 0.4 or something. But just be aware. And yeah, and still shows kind of windy in the plains in some areas, and some mountains there, in some very isolated northeastern spots like New Hampshire, some areas in the mountains like some high gusts. There might be Mount Washington there because it shows like even to brown there. So be aware some isolated strong gusts. And yeah, for those storms here, still shows those dew points today in the 70s further south, but in Arkansas and other spots, Missouri, just for far is 50s this morning. But later this afternoon shows like, I just switched here to another one, but here, so later this afternoon shows some 70s as far north as southern Illinois. In Arkansas, deep into the 70s, dew point 74, 76. So this is more than enough for severe storms. It's like extra robust fuel. So please be careful. Still in the night, some 60s, 70s later in the evening. So be careful. Please be careful. There's the lightning flash density shows later this afternoon, the scroll line there, and some storms ahead of it, a lot of lightning too. So please stay safe, and later in the evening, still some storms there. So please be careful. There's the precipitation from the Herchu until Saturday or something. It does show spots in southern Arkansas, even to close to 9 inches, some spots there, some 8 to 10 inches. So be aware, northeastern Texas as well. There's this significant tornado parameter, spots of Texas and Arkansas. So shows this evening, especially in Arkansas, some higher parameters close to like 5 in some areas, and even shows close to 8 in that dark pink there further in Arkansas. So be careful those areas. And if I just see it closer here, it might be better. So you can see some isolated darker colors there, close to 8 or even like 8.5, and then later in the evening starts dying down. But please be careful this afternoon and evening, and later shifts up to Arkansas, northern Arkansas and Missouri, some very high parameters. So stay safe. There's here like the updraft Calista too, the full run, so shows like those storms start in Texas, into Arkansas especially, and this indicates all severe hazards, hail, wind within those storms, even has some in central Texas there. But please be careful in this main area here, and stay safe. There's like this rain still from the different models here, because I showed you the official forecast, but there's like the European here shows next 5 days 6 inches to 7 inches, spots of 6. There's the icon also to like 7 inches, 6 inches, as far north as Indiana, so 5 inches. So be careful. The GFS is sounding kind of more realistic, closer to what the National Weather Service shown. So it has closer to 5 to 9 to 10 inches, especially between Arkansas and Missouri, close to 10 inches. So stay safe from that flooding. Please be careful. And I don't want to make this video too long, but we have a video for the Caribbean and Mexico too, because this cold front will exit Florida Monday, and then bring some storms to the Bahamas, especially in Honduras, Guatemala, spots of southern Mexico. Might get some heavy rain from this. So stay tuned for that as well. And be careful. There's the snow here, shows like spots of New Mexico and Colorado, that the Europeans like even to 12 inches, 11 inches. The Europeans some strange snow in Oklahoma, 4 3 inches. The panhandle of Texas, even as in western Texas, Central and Colorado. The GFS has even more in Texas, goes all the way into Missouri. I don't think this is very realistic, but who knows, it could happen. Does have 9 inches to 10 inches, and even like 2 inches in Oklahoma and Kansas. There's the icon, kind of more realistic, but does show a strip in Missouri too. But shows in New Mexico even to 11 inches, close to 12 inches. So be careful. That snow in the northwest next 5 days. Might have some as well in Idaho, spots of 4 inches, in Oregon to 8 9 inches, in the mountains in Washington, spots of western Washington, more spots in Idaho, western Montana, Wyoming, even spotted to northern California. So yeah, stay safe. And the northeast, kind of Midwest, it has even like 7 inches in Maine, some more New Hampshire, Vermont, northern New York, some 5 2 inches, in Ohio some 2 1 inch. And this is until next Wednesday. If I put just until Monday, that doesn't show much until Monday, but next week might be some there. There's the GFS, shows like that shows some to the northeast next week as well. So we'll keep monitoring. be careful. There, the wind gusts, this is just the wind by itself, it's not the thunderstorm gusts, but those will be much higher, like you saw there. But that's show like some, alright, it's some 40, close to 45 mile per gusts. Later into tonight or Saturday, closer to 50 in the south, because of that front. Spots in the plains as well, and still in the northeast, some spots there. So Saturday, this goes. There show some strong gusts in Oklahoma, later too, spots in New Mexico and Louisiana. So this goes into the Gulf, some higher gusts, maybe the Carolinas, Virginia, and that show still by next Tuesday, some gusts in the Gulf, a spot or two on the west and the Midwest. So this goes, the European does have this next Tuesday, New York, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, some higher gusts there, and then still shows next Wednesday, some spots there. The GFS is kind of similar, but not that much. The GFS next Wednesday has some wind in the plains again. So yeah, but be aware. There's here like the rain for spots of Canada shows maybe to British Columbia, right on the coast, Vancouver Island, some spots even to more than 100 millimeters. So be aware those Pacific fronts, especially next week, and there might be more rain along the coast there. So be aware. Also, Nova Scotia might get more rain, spots of Newfoundland as well. So be aware, and in general, some areas there it might be a mix of rain and snow, but in terms of snow, still shows like some in Nova Scotia too, some 17 centimeters, say 16. New Brunswick in southern Quebec still shows close to 27 centimeters, some more in central northern Quebec, and spots of Newfoundland, still some snow next 5 days. February just until Monday doesn't show that much, a little bit this weekend, but especially next Tuesday and Wednesday there might be more snow there. So be aware, spots of Ontario, some even showing some snow, southern Ontario. There's the GFS as well, shows like more in southern Quebec, even to 35 centimeters, some in Nova Scotia, Newfoundland, and especially along British Columbia. Later next week to 54, 60, or even more. The Europeans isolate spots of 92 centimeters, 100, some more over southeastern British Columbia as well, even to Alberta a little bit there, and a spot or two in Saskatchewan, but more in British Columbia. Into Yukon, a finger or two in Yukon, and northern Nunavut, spots northwestern territories, and Alaska might get more those areas close to like in the mountains. It's insane, like close to 141 inches. That's so crazy. There's the GFS as well, just around 62 inches, so it's like a major difference. The Icon's just 92 inches, so the European might be actually on the higher side, but it does show a lot those mountains in southern Alaska, and it does show in Anchorage some 5-6 inches and more, even close to 34 inches. Some other spots southern Alaska, northern Alaska some more, 10 inches, 9 inches, 5 inches, some more west Alaska. So be aware that snow true still those colder temperatures northern Canada, central Canada as well, but in the afternoon a little bit milder, even to 13 degrees in British Columbia. Some spots the southeast is kind of milder, but northern Quebec and those areas colder. So during the night shows negative temperatures most of the country, especially in the north, some -22, in the south even some -12, but some spots above zero, but very few spots. Southern Ontario is kind of better, but still some negative temperatures on the east coast as well, northern Quebec and outer, even to -27. So stay safe. This goes Saturday afternoon, even close to like 17 degrees, some spots, but still this cold central northern Canada, northern Alaska, BR2, probably in the third is 2 teens Fahrenheit there, so be careful. During the night again shows like more digging further south in Ontario, but still some spots above zero. But that shows some -10 in Nunavut, even to -28, some -7, some gaps on the west, but still some negative temperatures, and colder on the east as well. And some areas in northern Alaska might be even in the single digits Fahrenheit and even lower. So beware. And then this goes Sunday. Uh, Sunday afternoon, spots of Alberta, even to 20 degrees Celsius. That's good, but the cold moves further east, and Monday morning does show most of the southeast on the negative temperatures. Central Quebec even colder, even to -16. Northern Nunavut like very cold, and still central Canada. This goes Monday, Tuesday, still shows more northern Ontario, Manitoba, spots of the west, colder as well. Alaska in the negatives Fahrenheit, alright, and the Atlantic Canada still, alright, colder there as well. Into next week this goes, and does show next Wednesday morning, colder spots there. So stay safe, and there's this cool map you could use if you see this. There's precipitation type, shows a mix of rain, snow, wet snow, so it's a good thing to use. So shows rain, some ice as well. So yeah, so when I show like the rain snow maps, it might not be just rain or just snow, might be a mix of everything. Like Sunday shows rain, Nova Scotia, but next week shows snow. So yeah, be aware and stay safe, especially those severe storms today and everything. Be careful. Let's see if there are any updates here, but I think this is it. They have a tornado watch now. So yeah. The wind for Canada, the European does show slightly higher gusts, maybe some spots of the Great Lakes or Nova Scotia Sunday, maybe spots slightly higher gusts, but especially like northern Quebec near northern Ontario, some slightly higher gusts Sunday. Then this goes into Monday, still northern Quebec, maybe a few spots to Nunavut. Uh, the system in Alaska, that snow there, occasionally higher gusts. And then Monday, Tuesday, we might start getting this system next Wednesday, some higher gusts in Newfoundland and Nova Scotia too. The European even has close to 100 southern Nova Scotia, Newfoundlands, so be aware. And for these fronts here, spots of Western Canada, now Friday doesn't show much, but there'll be more in southern Alaska, there's snow there. But this goes into Sunday, might have some snow and rain British Columbia, especially into Monday, some more British Columbia and those areas of Washington, Oregon, some to Northern California. So this goes. Please stay safe.